Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Okay, perfect, perfect. Man, oh man. All right. Give me 1 second, guys. All right. So, let's get to it, guys. So we all know, today we have CPI, which is I'm sorry, not unemployment, inflation. And last week, Jerome basically said that he was not confident that they were doing enough to bring inflation down. So that caused the dollar to rise from this point over here. And we went all the way up and retested this order block after this drop from like some other economic news that was, sometime last week or the week before. So with that sentiment, that he wasn't doing enough, the dollar rose. And since then, it's just been kind of consolidating for this moment that we have coming up at 8:30 Eastern time for CPI. Now, with CPI, they're expecting inflation to go down. So from 3.7 to 3.3%, or just 3.3. And basically, what that's saying is, they think the economy is doing better on its own without them having to, increase interest rates. But that's contradicting to what Jerome said last week, with he doesn't think they're doing enough to bring inflation down. So the way I see it is, with him saying that, chances are that inflation is going to be higher than expected, meaning higher than 3.3, which may not be a bad thing if it's higher than 3.3, because it's still lower than 3.7, right? So that may give us, mixed emotions, like we may still consolidate on the dollar. But if inflation numbers come out higher than 3.7, then we're tanking, all right? And then again, this is my opinion, but at the same token, I've seen this movie a few times, right? So if it comes out above 3.7, we should break support and we should fall at least to this next low, right? But typically on days like today, it really, really falls. So if we look at it from a higher time frame, okay, here you guys can see that, we have a good way to drop, all right, if we, just really kind of take it all into consideration. So breaking that support level, this will be our next low, and then here's our next swing, here's the next one, here's the next one, etc., etc. But you guys can just kind of already see how the market is kind of foretelling like what's going on, right? So we had our higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and then here was our last higher high, right? After that, we started making lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, kind of a higher high. Then we came back and made a new lower low. This is now a lower high, all right? But you can see that, we're in a indecisive kind of, predicament here, because this could be creating like a bit of a higher low, right? To where we can go and probably get above these highs, right? But looking at it from this lower low and this lower high, right, it should continue to drop. And I think if inflation is higher, that's what we're going to get. If it's higher than 3.7, so 3.8, 3.9, whatever, then we're going to get this drop. But if we don't have inflation go higher, then you can already see how we're respecting support, and we're probably going to rise up to this order block, possibly or potentially getting past it, right, to reach up to this high up here, all right? So the best thing you guys can do is just set your alerts and, stay close to the charts to see, what the reaction happens to be. Now, typically, I would wait, 30 minutes to an hour, maybe a little more, to see what the knee-jerk reaction was, okay? Because, what if it does this? Pushes up, because the news is good, right? It's below 3.7, but it's still higher than they expected, right? So they expected it to go lower, but it's still higher than 3.3. So initially it'll push it up. We'll play around resistance, and then boom, it'll tank. Okay, so you guys are just gonna have to be, pretty careful on how you, get ready to get into your positions with the news, coming out this morning. Just, don't rush it, because not taking the trade is better than taking the L. Okay, guys. But this is how I'm expecting things to play out. If inflation is high, which is going to be bad, it should tank. If it's low, again, that may be, that may push it up a bit, but, it depends on how low, right? So lower than 3.3, then we should definitely rise, right? But 3.4, 5, 6, it may rise a little bit and then go ahead and tank. All right, so just, it's going to be a eventful day to say the least. All right, guys, but because nothing's really, well, actually, because we're coming off of this support, we could kind of expect this rise right now. So let's go and look at the majors and see which pairs we may want to sell, because the dollar seems to be going up at the moment. All right, so let's get to it. Our dollar. Okay. Broke this low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Technically a lower high, but in consolidation. So this is a tough call, okay? And when I see something like this, I typically just stay away, okay? Because if you because the dollar's rising, if you sell right now, right, you don't really know for sure that it's going to break out of consolidation and drop, right? That's what you would expect when the dollar's rising. But we got this wick here, we got a lot of wick sitting here. So it could come out of this consolidation and then kind of, reverse. So for now, I don't really see anything on the odd dollar to be confident in a sell or a buy on it at the moment. It's just, in the middle of nowhere. So I'd rather see a breakout and, I'd rather sell from here and then I'd rather buy from here, right? It's just, the mechanics of it all. Don't, try to peep this as much as you guys can to where you see that, prices in the middle of nowhere, and, just let it go, right? Because this is nothing but whiplash, right? Somebody saw all of this consolidation, got the breakout, but, you only got a few pips to the upside, right? And then it consolidated. Maybe somebody sold from the top of resistance. It went down a few pips and then it consolidated. So again, this is not a game I want to play. All right. So leaving the odd dollar alone, moving over to euro dollar. Now euro dollar is still in consolidation itself. And here's another little tip if you guys haven't noticed it already. But typically when we have big news like CPI, inflation, interest rates, et cetera, NFP, Powell speaking, whatever, right? We typically get consolidation right before the movie, okay? And that's just normal, right? So try to remember that, and try not to make plays the day before, right? Because it'll just consolidate all the way up into, you get the news, okay? But euro dollar consolidating, we can see it's more in a up move, right? It's broken all of these previous highs, right? This is our higher high, and then here are all our higher lows in consolidation. So technically, we're still bullish on the euro dollar, but we're consolidating. So again, I wouldn't just buy it because we still haven't broken, Friday's high or Friday's low. We're just in the middle of it all, going back and forth. So wait for news and then make a move. All right. And again, I'm hoping that the dollar is bad. If so, here on the euro dollar, right, we should make, what is all this? Hold on, let me try to clean this up, guys. There you go. Okay, so yeah, you guys can see this clear as day really quick. Okay, look at these highs. Okay, everybody sees it. And just basically all I'm getting at, guys, is that we are rising perfectly on the euro dollar. Okay, high, 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 low, high, 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 low, high, high, higher, low. So this bad boy should take off. All right, and we should at least get to up here. And what we're talking is 200 pips roughly. Okay, so this is what I'm going to be eyeballing big time to try to take advantage of, especially if the dollar, if I see that there's bad news for the dollar, right? I'm going to immediately buy the Euro USD, and I'm going to have my position look something like this, right? Right behind this order block, that's 99 pips, right? But again, you can make it tighter behind the low of Friday for 66 pips, and then again, we'll aim for that swing high, which is right here, okay? So this is what I'll be looking for. But again, coming down to the lower time frame, you got to be smart about it, right? Because as of right now, okay, we still haven't broken above the high. And then when we look at it, we kind of broke this high, right? So somewhere in here, probably right to here, right? Let me see if I can identify it. Probably right here. Here's your last bear candle before the push up, breaking out of consolidation. Again, we haven't broken this high or this wick or this, the previous, Friday's high. But here will be your order block. And what I would expect, okay, is some sort of pullback to this order block, a little playing around, and then when I get the breakout above the high with a candle that opens and closes, then I will take this trade. So it'll look more like this, okay, somewhere above here, right, above that high is where I'll enter. And then at that point, I can get away with a tighter stop loss behind this order block for 41 pips, and then still aiming for resistance up here, and roughly, and there you have it, right? So this is going to yield you a 1 to 4, almost a 1 to 5 risk to reward. Here's my dollar alert going off, guys. So it says that it was falling, but again, still respecting support. And I'm just going to put a few more alerts on. Oh, that's my wrong one. All right, so that's that. Again, guys, euro dollar is going to be definitely one of the plays I'm looking for this morning. And it's already kind of doing the dance, okay? So get ready. All right, guys, take a screenshot. Do what you got to do to try to set yourself up to take advantage of this. Now, again, anything can happen, but this is the most promising, outcome with the current market structure that the euro dollar has. All right. Now over to pound dollar. Again, we've already bought pound dollar. All right. In my Discord, we're currently up about 50 pips, roughly 45, and it's just doing what it does. Right. It kind of broke this high. Not really, but very close. So you can see that we basically have a level right there, right? That's what that looks like. And now because dollars coming from support, it could rise. So here's a situation where maybe we can take a short position right now, okay? Tight stop loss of just 25 pips, aiming for the order block for about 92 pips, okay? Now, for me, again, I'm not going to take this, and it's only because we're so close to news coming out in an hour and 30 minutes that, I won't feel confident about it, all right? So this is just, another thing that I go through with my students on Sunday, right? We go over, evaluating the trade to where we, get to the point that we're about to enter it, but we're always asking how confident do you feel about the trade, right? If you guys haven't been doing that already, something I suggest you do because it will help you to reevaluate, the reasons why you're getting into the trade, and you'll be, taking into consideration a lot of factors such as news, right? Such as correlations, market structure, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So yes, we're at resistance, we're falling, but guess what? We haven't really broken structure, right? We're still higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. All of this looks promising, right? But guess what? There's an order block sitting right here. And if we sold it right now, it may start to pull down. We'll see a little bit of pips and profit, and then it'll turn around and start to rise as the dollar, most likely could fall with the market structure that it has. So it's just, again, guys, you got to be very mindful of when you're ready to take the trade, the reasons on why you're taking it. If it's not clear, if you don't feel, very confident about it, then leave it alone, right? Take the ones that you feel more confident about, okay? So I won't take a short position on GU, even though dollar is coming from support, I'm going to leave it, right? Over to NU or NZD. So we bought from here, but we lost this trade. So we had a tight stop loss, and we just lost this one. So, it is what it is, but we'll bounce back, depending on how the day goes with the dollar. But what I'm just doing is setting some alerts, and what we'll do is we'll head over to the pound pairs really quick because there was some news overnight regarding the pound, and we'll see if we have any opportunities over there. But nothing here on the New Zealand dollar except we can see a bit of a falling channel, maybe a falling wedge, if you will. Okay, and whoop, there it is. All right, this is a bullish reversal pattern. I'm looking at it from the higher time frame, and now you guys can kind of see what's going on. And when you see this picture enough, again, typically you start to be convinced on what it's going to do. Okay, so as it's pushing down right now, it's just following protocol on the move down. But once it bounces off of support, typically, this is where you want to buy it from. All right, so as it's actually falling right now, this is, in essence, where you want to kind of buy from, right? If you buy from here, right, you can get away with the tightest stop loss, right? Again, I don't even know if this is 4 pips or not, but let's see. Okay, that might be 5866, 5855. So that's 11. Yeah, all right, there it is. So that's 10 pips. Okay, guys. And again, this is something that, I wouldn't mind taking my chances on, right? Because it's just, 10 pips. So again, I'm going to buy this. Okay, guys. But I'm letting you guys know that this is absolutely premature. How are you on every day? Trev Beats, no, I'm just on YouTube live on Tuesdays at 6:30. But in my Discord, if you go to my website, forexwithbain.com, you can join, and on there, I teach, or we go live every Tuesday and Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm actually going to do an additional live this Wednesday, or tomorrow rather, just as a makeup for last week. But typically it's every Tuesday and Thursday in my Discord. So again, just go to my website and you can join the Discord from there, and you can get in the mix. and I just posted it for you so you can get to it. What's your strategy? Just found your YouTube channel. Hey, fan Dumbbell, Dumbbell. Oh, Dumbbell, too. So, again, I'm a swing trader, I'm a scalper, and I'm a day trader. I'm primarily a swing trader. I day trade for my group, but my strategy is pretty simple, and I think it ranges, this way across the board for most traders. But basically, you find the trend. Let me give you guys this real quick. Okay, number one, find the trend from a higher time frame. Okay, number two, mark or confirm the trend on lower time frame. Okay, three, mark up all zones. All right, and that's support and resistance. Okay, and I'm out. Actually just released a song called Support and Resistance. Again, I haven't posted it on the site just yet. My members get first dibs and first access to it, but I will post it either later today, so you can check that out. And I explain, support and resistance through music, right? And hopefully you can, get some education from that. But mark up your support and resistance zones. And now that you've done that, right, depending on what the trend is. So if trend is up, basically look for buys, okay? And if trend is down, you basically look for sells, okay? It becomes very simple. And I know it sounds, hey guy, it's Forex not that simple, trading not that simple. Trust me, I get it. But when you get to the promised land, it becomes simple, okay? But you gotta have patience, you gotta have discipline, and that's what really does it. All right, but here it is. You know, trend is up, look for the buys. Trend is down, look for the sells. So if it's up, right, we buy from support. Okay, we sell from resistance. Everybody knows this, but this is the order, right, and how I evaluate my pairs for a trade, and then I'll get down to my risk to reward, etc. But buy from support, sell from resistance. So as you're going down from the higher time frame to the lower time frame, right, confirming that okay, higher time frame says we're in an uptrend, lower time frame says that we're in an uptrend. Okay, are we at a support level? Yes or no? If we're not, leave it alone, right? It's this simple. If we are, good. Now it's time to really focus and key in on price action. What is price doing around that support area? If you start to get some bulls to show up, right, and there's other little confirmations to this, but this is just the basic one. If bulls start to show up and you get bull candles that actually, open and close with a significant body size to them from that support area, you basically take your buy at that point, okay? But there's other little things to give you confirmation, such as breakups or change of character, right? Because you were going down as you went into support. So now you want to see price on a lower time frame start to give you higher highs and higher lows, right? If you get a higher high, then you've had a change of structure. You get the higher low, right? That confirms the change of structure. So you're just waiting for one or two more bull candles, and then you take your buy. Okay, so my strategy, if you will, is a uh, multiple time frame strategy, but it's not mine, right? It's out there for everyone. But I found that to be the most profitable, the most understanding for me, right? There's plenty of strategies out there, trendline strategies, moving average strategies, MACD strategies, just support and resistance, just trading from top of resistance, bottom of support, and consolidation. There's plenty, right? You know what I mean? But these are some of the things that I teach you guys on how to evaluate a pair from actual price action and market structure, higher highs and higher lows. Guys, if you know that, you don't need any indicators, right? You can use them. I use them, right? It is what it is. But it's all about just being able to read the market, guys. If you can do that, you'll put yourself on the high probability side of any trade that you choose to get in, okay? But without knowing any of these things, you guys are just shooting in the dark and hoping for it to go in your direction without any real understanding of what the candles and price is doing, all right? So again, after we, are at support and resistance, we're just looking to manage our risk, okay? For me, I always look for a 1, 2, so it's really like this, 1 to 2, risk to reward. So if I'm risking, 50 pips, right, then I'm looking to make 100 pips, okay? And this all, that's just, the risk to reward in a nutshell. So let me give you an example of that real quick here on the New Zealand dollar. Again, I'm buying right now, well, I will buy, and I have a stop loss of just 10 pips, but my take profit is a 1 to almost 4, right? So I'm risking $1 to make almost $4 because I'm risking 10 pips, but I'm trying to make about 36 to 40 pips, okay? So these are, just, again, something that in my strategy is what I aim to do, right? I never really take a 1-to-1, right? Unless the trade looks really, really good, right? You know what I mean? But I'm always looking to make more than I'm risking. That way I can lose more trades, right? Than I win, but I still come out profitable. Okay, so again, it's just a little trick of the trade, not not the it's not Einstein stuff, but at the same token, right, it will do you justice if you, kind of implement this in your own, trading as far as the strategy is concerned. Okay, now from there, right, it all depends on your balance, what lot size you take out. And again, I won't take up too much time today, trying to explain lot sizes and things like that, but, I'll help you determine what's the best lot size to take out based on your account balance. And if you do that, right, if you take out the lot size that won't blow your account, if you take out the lot size that is appropriate for your account balance, then you'll have what I call stress-free trading, right? You won't worry about price hitting your stop loss or pulling back on you and being in the red because you're not losing a significant amount of money, right? And most people just can't, you know, they don't want to be patient in that regards, right? The money's too slow, or they're not making enough. They want to hit a jackpot overnight, and so they put on a bigger lot size, but their trade can't survive it. So because of that, they lose the trade, they blow their account, and they're back to the drawing board, right? Slow and steady wins the race, right? Now being greedy is what really gives you the W. All right, so just overall, it's kind of those things that we go over, but I give you a lot more details on those on top of psychology, how you need to have your mind state when it comes to this stuff. All right. Um, so just really quick, looking at the dollar, it looks like it's falling. Um, but like I said, guys, we're not going to get too much of anything going on until later this morning. But I am going to take my chances here on the New Zealand dollar to buy because this is a falling wedge, all right, into like a support area. Yes, we have broken support right here, and I'm sure some of you guys saw that where we've broken, the support level, right? We came down, we retested it, and then we got this bearish engulfing candle. So again, I am taking a premature trade, and what I mean by that is that price really needs to break out of here, okay? It needs to retest this as support, and then the bulls need to show up, and then this is when I need to take the trade. But guess what? If price needs to do all of this, right, to give me confirmation around this area to buy it, well, I can take my chances, right? You understand what I'm saying? You'll see this over time to know that how this typically plays out. So when it does play out, you say, damn, when it was here at support, that's when it took off, right? So I'm just taking my chances with this. But I know that, I'm kind of still in the mix of price potentially falling. right? Because of what it's been doing, right? We look at it, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, so we can go and make that lower low. All right, I know that, but again, like I said, it's just a thing about experience, and I'm willing to risk, you know, my chances on, you know, getting in prematurely without any real confirmation that price is broken out of this wedge to where it should continue rising. All right. So because of that, I'm going to buy New Zealand dollar right now. Again, you guys can do so as well. And again, just getting away with about a 10 pip stop loss and going for about 40 pips. There's my 1 to 4, and there's my trade. All right. Just aiming up really to the high from Friday, I believe. And that's just how I'm going to leave it. All right. I'm going to play it. Here's the play. So 0.58671. Again, guys, this is NZD USD. We are buying now. Okay. Stop loss is this for 10 pips. Okay. Take profit is 36 pips. Okay, and once again, please understand that this is a risky trade. Okay, there's no confirmation. The trend on it currently is down. Okay, but the pattern, all right, when you guys learn about chart patterns, right, you guys will start to understand how these falling channels and these falling wedges typically play out. Okay, out of all the patterns, like when you get a really nice visible pattern, um, in my opinion, you know, they work out 85 to 90% of the time. You're going to get that 10 to 15% where it breaks below and does what you don't expect it to do, right? It happens, right? But for, you know, really clean chart patterns, and again, I have one of my members in today, Chris, you know, he can attest to, you know, all the channels or all the trades that have had rising or falling channels and how we've been able to capitalize off of them time and time again. So again, in my Discord, when you join, right, you can go to where you see all the trades that we've called out in the past. And I guarantee you, when you see some of the trades where I send a screenshot before of a rising or falling channel, and then I send you the screenshot after, right, when we win it or lose it, right, you'll just start to notice, holy shit, every time the rising channel comes or shows up, it falls. Every time the falling channel shows up, it rises, right? It's just one of those things. So again, I feel pretty good about this playing out. Even if it doesn't, it's just a very small loss in my book. All right. So moving on. Here's our pound pairs. Okay, so I had this marked out, and I talked about this in my weekly watch list, but I did not take the trade. I just got busy, and I didn't really call this out, but basically, I wanted to buy from here. I was telling you guys that we're in a perfect pullback with the market structure on pound odd, and that you'll want to buy it from this area. So I was demonstrating that on my weekly watch list of things that I'm looking for, but it's played out, and so far, you know, that's 153 pips, and no time, right? Roughly. Let me see. Was it from here? Oh, that was last week, but I'm sure like it was still talked about for a buy this week. Either way, pound odd is coming up to resistance. So again, it's not really at a support area for us to buy, right? You can take your chances if you want, but I personally wouldn't. Okay, over to pound CAD. So pound CAD has just broken out of Friday's high. All right, so again, chances are it's going to continue to rise, and if it does, we'll probably get up to this swing high at some point. Okay, so instead of the breakout that we were looking for, we didn't get it. Okay, so we never took the trade. We have a morning star, right? These three candles, 1, 2, 3, these make up a morning star. So again, if I, took this trade, I would take it as a swing trade where I would buy it right here, right? And have my stop loss below this morning star. Now again, I can also wait for a pullback or retest to, this resistance and then buy it. But overall, as a swing trader, I don't really have to worry about the pullback, right? You know what I mean? Because it can do this and I'm still, I'm down, but I'm still giving myself the best opportunity by swinging the trade, right? Giving myself plenty of room for price to do any kind of pullback that it wants to do. And trust me, if it pulls back all the way below here to hit my stop loss below this Morningstar bullish candlestick pattern, then it was meant to fall. Okay, so that is just one of the beauties of swing trading, right? You see things on the higher time frame and you pull the trigger, it typically plays out a lot more than scalping or day trading, right? Because you're giving yourself plenty of opportunity for price to kind of do its dance and continue in the direction that it's basically telling you from the higher time frame. So again, this is 161 pips stop loss, right? So anything over 100 in my book is a swing trade, right? And then you're aiming for 210, which really isn't even a 1 to 2, right? So we want to probably push it up, and here's where I would be aiming for that high up here. But again, guys, this is from a swing trader's perspective, so I won't be taking this right now because we're looking to make something within the day. Obviously, you can come in and try to get yourself a position that is something more along the lines of this. Okay, so here, just putting your stop behind Friday's previous high and just taking it up to resistance. Okay, there you have a 1 to almost 5, 44 pips for 213. That looks more ideal, but once again, price is just broken out. All right, we haven't really gotten a retest or a pullback, so that is expected. Again, it doesn't always happen, but if you are expecting the pullback, then chances are you're going to get that if you buy it right now, right? Because it's already broken out and pushed up. So again, people who bought from, maybe this area, they've made a lot of pips. They're going to start to take their profit. And that's going to create sell pressure or sell orders when they close out. And that's going to make it pull back. So again, these are just some fundamental things that, makes the difference in your trading, right? Most people who are just getting into trading, they see it pushing up and they're like, oh, it's going to go up. So they buy it as it's going up. Well, they don't know, right, that it's really getting ready to turn around. So they face that every time. Why is it when I get into the trade, it automatically goes against me? Because you're buying it on the run phase instead of the pullback phase. It's a very easy, answer, right? But it's hard to, this is a psychological thing here. It's hard not to buy it or not to want to buy it when you see it pushing up, right? That's one of the Achilles heel with all the traders, right? The psychology that you need to have is that you need to wait till it comes back, right? It will pull back eventually at some point. Fibonacci, right, is a great tool to use to determine when that pullback is going to happen. Okay, and I'll teach you how to use that. But overall, it does look good for a buy, but I would just basically prefer the pound cat to give me some sort of pullback into these Fibonacci levels, and then give me some bulls to show up possibly outside of this little consolidation here that we have, right? If it does that, especially if it breaks back above the high, then I'm definitely going to take it for a buy because I'm getting in off the pullback. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not, yes, it's rising, but it's rising off the pullback. Here was the pullback here. And so if you bought off of this candle, right, as it started to rise, now you captured everything. So again, we're trying to catch this, right, when it does it next, to buy it, right, buy low, right? Sell high. So this is a way, because you understand the pullback is coming, you can probably take a sell here, maybe put your stop loss a little higher and try to see if you can catch that pullback. But, that's going against the trend of pound cat. We want to go with the trend. And so we just need to wait for that pullback, wait for a few bulls to show up, then pull the trigger, and then I'm pretty, it will definitely start to rise after that, because price action is telling you that that's what it wants to do, right? It's all about just being able to read it, guys. And I promise you, you'll see a world of a difference, all right? My members can attest. Testimonies are everywhere, and the results as well. So, come join. The water is perfect, okay? Moving over really quick here to pound CHF. So here's one that we bought, guys. And we, price was here at the time where we pushed up. So again, same, little situation. If I look at it from the higher time frame, okay, just want to show you guys this real quick. Here's where we were. Oh, all right. So what you're seeing, okay, in here is price and a uptrend, right? All of this is an uptrend right here. But this will be the run where price pushes up. Most people will buy, or the newbies, they'll buy here. And then guess what? It pulls back to where it originally took off. So once I saw this, once I saw that we were here at support and we were in our pullback phase, right? And it already told me when I looked left what it did the last time it got to this area, right? It took off. Once I saw this, I waited. Nope, no bulls yet. Oh, there's a bull candle. Here's another bull candle. Guess what? We bought just about here. All right, so our position, something like that. Okay, we aim for the high, and we had our stop loss somewhere below here. All right, so now I'm just going to play it all out. 3, 2, 1. And here we are. Right, guys, easy money. Okay, and I'm telling you, the more you guys show up and just be patient and read things, the easier this will become. All right, I know it's not it's not that way initially, but it can really change overnight, right? It just depends on how serious you are, because this definitely requires a certain level of seriousness, right? You got to show up. We got our 9 to 5s, we got this and that, going on. So it's so easy for people to just say, you know what, man, I'm gonna just put this on the back burner. I'll get to it when I get to it, right? It's gonna be hard, right? That's all I can really tell you. But here on the pound Swiss franc, we've already bought it. Again, it's rising, so we don't want to buy it as it's rising. So right now, if you bought it, again, you'll be taking your chance on it continuing to rise when, for me, I'm looking at this and I see a rise, I see consolidation, I see another rise. So at some point, I'm going to expect some sort of pullback before another rise, and then another pullback before another rise where it hits our take profit. That's just, look, when you look at it here, drop, pullback, drop, pullback, right? A little consolidation, a little rise, a little drop, pullback, right? So you get that. And this is just what you got to understand. And once you do, right, it's game over, all right? But nothing here on the pound CAD. And let's go and take a look here. I'm sorry, pound CHF. We already got in that. Now pound New Zealand. We're kind of like at this little level of resistance. Okay. Well, we did break out a consolidation. We never got the pullback, or we never got the retest to that. So chances are it may want to do that. As of right now, though, it doesn't really look too appealing. But if I get some bears to start showing up from here, I may take my chance for a sell back to, this area where it broke out, okay? But nothing on the pound New Zealand yet. Pound JPY. So again, it made these equal highs and it broke this trend line. We were waiting for it to do this pullback and then, kind of show us some bears, but it never did that, right? It did a pullback and it broke these highs. So now GJ is definitely more bullish, okay? So just getting rid of all of this, moving on down. Okay, now guys, we got a pullback and now we got this massive bullish candle, okay? So technically this is ready for a buy. But let's see what we got. Okay, so we're breaking the high from yesterday. All right, and with that being said, we should expect the GJ to continue rising. But when we look left, okay, that's just a term for looking in the past. All right, so price is here. I'm just looking left, so follow this arrow, right? I'm looking here, all right, for this high. And quite frankly, we're at that high. And one moment. Okay, guys, we are at the top of the hour, so I'm going to try to get to the indices so you guys can, be able to get with your day. But on the GJ, because we're at this major level of resistance, and you can see the last time we were here, we dropped significantly. So as much as, I'm inclined to want to buy it because it broke the high and typically it wants to continue rising, I'm very doubtful of it at the moment. So again, we may have an opportunity to sell the GJ as we did get this bearish engulfing candle right at that resistance area. So mainly I'm just looking to see more price action, all right, to try to make a determination on whether or not I need to buy or sell. So really all I really want to see is a candle push down and break back in, to the high of Monday, right? If it does that, then I will go ahead and take a short position somewhere here with my stop above resistance, and that's 41 pips. I'll simply aim for my 1 to 2. Okay, really, I'll probably just aim for the low of Monday, right? Which is, more than the 1 to 2, but, that'll be my position. Now, another way to play this, right, because I'm trying to forecast the future, if you will, right? And, you can put, certain things, mark up the charts in a certain way to kind of give you more confirmation, right? There's a trend line. And again, this is a bit of a rising channel. Kind of looks like this, right? There it is, right? But I'll get the breakout. Okay, here's your breakout, breaking below this low, okay, and possibly these lows. Then you'll get your retest, right? Right here. Now, if the bears show up, oh, it's lights out. I'm taking that trade. I'm putting my stop right there, and I'm aiming for the low. Guys, I will probably win this trade, right? And that is for 115 pips, just risking 41 pips. So guys, please write this one down, right? GJ, all right? Set your alerts in case it does this fall, right? Then you want to go ahead and take, wait for the pullback and then take the trade if the bears show up. But don't sell it right now because it's still, this is a higher low right here, right? This is your higher high. This is your higher low. And now this is an equal low, and the bulls are already, still showing up from here. So this bad boy could just break out of here, and GJ could, end up on the news as breaking, some all-time high. Because this is way back in, let me see. Oh, wait. All right, so this was the high back in August, all right? And that looks like it was pretty high, all right? So another one is, 2015. So we're getting close to highs of 2015. You know what I'm saying? So this is like, it's it'll be in the news, right? Or it'll be all over, Forex news outlets. Oh, the GJ has, broken its high from, August, right? A few months, right? Broken those highs, and it's headed towards breaking, 5, 6, 7 year highs, right? It's gonna be like, holy shit. Well, that guy Bain, he talked about that, right? And again, here's, your opportunity, but, it's going to be very iffy because the way that price has been rising into this level of resistance, and how once we got here, bears started to show up. Yes, this now, looks like it's going to continue rising, but what you want to see to be, to have more of a confirmation is price breaking above here, right? If it does that, okay, now you wait for the pullback to where you see it respecting this resistance as old resistance as new support, and then more bulls have to show up. So guys, it's all this waiting game. It's just being patient and letting things play out, right? Because you know what you're looking for, and if you don't see it, you don't take it, right? That's the difference between the professional traders and the rookies, right? We don't just take it just because we feel like it's going to go up. We don't just take it because we feel like it's going to go down. We're waiting for the breaks, the retest, the bulls or the bears to show up, different confirmations, uh, you know, um, different confluences, and then we take it, right? So hopefully that, helps you guys understand a few things, all right? Looking at the dollar, still not doing anything. Gold, all right, still respecting this fair value gap. May fall, just depends, right, on what's going on with news. So typically, if news is good, then that'll cause the dollar to go up and gold should fall, right? And we're looking at, let's see, position something like this, and that's about a $30 move on gold with a $8 stop loss. So technically, this is 80 pips, and this is 310 pips on gold. All right, that's the market structure that is currently giving, right? So lower high, lower low, lower high, we can expect a lower low. And again, dollar is coming from a support area, so this may very well, play out. But again, I think once news hits, that'll really be the tattletale sign of what's going to happen. So you just got to be careful, because again, if the news is good for the dollar, then gold is a good sell. But if the news is bad, gold could basically begin to rise. Okay, so you got to be careful, guys. Just set your alerts. That way, you're not, you'll at least be able to come back to gold to see what it's doing at the time that news is. Oil, also kind of respecting this fair value gap after it broke out of consolidation over here, and could fall, right? So just got to be patient, guys. It's a waiting game. Again, sorry that we don't have too many opportunities to get into just yet. Let's check on that New Zealand dollar really quick, and we're in profit. Okay, and there you have it, right? Just taking my chance, and if things play out where the dollar is um, falls, this is going to be a tremendous trade, right? A risk to almost 1 to 3. And yes, it's only 35 pips, but guys, I mean, if you take out a standard lot, that's $350, within what, an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, not even 24 hours, right? So you're like, making doctor's money or something like that, right? It's all relative, okay? But oil, potentially, just kind of filling this gap and may rise. We don't know, but we just got to wait. NAS. Okay, so NAS was rising. Okay, NAS was rising, and we're respecting the highs. Okay, so as of right now, because I see that the highs are being respected, we're probably going to fall. Okay, and typically, um, if NAS falls, that means dollar is rising. So again, we're coming from a support area right now, and that is a high probability that we could rise, okay? Because we haven't really broken below any of these lows. We're respecting it. You guys just gotta be able to, see it. Here it is, 1, 2, 3. So boom, every time we got to this area, we bounced and we went up. So here it is. We're right back here at this area once again, and we could do the same, right? We could rise just like we did each time over here, all right? But if that happens, then NAS most likely will probably get back down to this fair value gap for about 100 points, all right? So you can make about, $100 off a micro lot, selling the NAS. But, set your alerts and just kind of, see how you want to go about it. Very tight stop above the high, right? Because it's respecting it, and just aim for your 1 to 2, and that'll be a position on NAS that you can take. But at the same token, just because it's respecting resistance doesn't mean that it won't break it, right? News will again, news comes out bad for the dollar, NAS will typically rise. All right. So again, it's just a waiting game, guys. So you got about another hour and some change before things really start to rock and roll. All right. US 30. So we got into this for a buy. At one point we were up, roughly what was that? 93 points. All right. So we made almost $100 off of micro, and you guys can see from the time that we got in, it typically just shot up right away, and then it pulled back and it's consolidating. Now it's kind of moving up again, but still in a consolidation manner. So uh, what I'll typically do is mark it out as such, right, as consolidation. And again, I told you guys you'll typically get this when news is about to come around, especially this type of news for the dollar. So yes, we've been rising as we broke out of this consolidation. Look, we broke out, retest, right? How do I know what I know? Because I show up and I see it on the charts over and over. Breakout, retest, broke the highs, retested the highs, and now we're just moving sideways. Again, if the dollar falls, US 30 will get to our take profit most likely. Okay, if the dollar, if news for the dollar is good, okay, this consolidation could break out below and come back down here. Right? You never know what you're gonna get, but just get your alert set, and guys, just try to get ready to rock and roll. If you are again not part of my Discord, go ahead and get in the mix, because we will be reviewing this all morning. Because I always make sure my team is on top of what's going on so that they can make a play, right? You guys are showing up to make money and to learn, and that's exactly what I'm going to help you do, right? So that'll do it, guys. Spy, kind of doing the same little dance as Nas, right? Respecting the highs, potentially falling, but you just don't know right now, because again, we're still pre-news. All right, so um, it may fall. We just got we gotta wait, guys. And again, sorry, not much here. It's like that sometimes. Um, if we have if we show up next Tuesday and there's no real news coming out for the week, then we'll most likely have better opportunities to get into trades. But it's just the quiet before the storm. So I really hope you guys are going to be prepared for what's about to happen. With how we've analyzed a few things this morning. But again, join the Discord, and we'll stay on top of it for the entire day. As a matter of fact, the week, because there's even more to come. All right. But for now, guys, if you have any questions, any comments, any concerns, I'll be more than happy to answer them for you. But if you do not, then we can call it a wrap. And again, I appreciate all of you for waking up and joining me to try to get an opportunity here. But I'm opening the floor for you guys. Again, let me know anything that you have whatsoever. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I really appreciate that. You guys know it means a lot. You got it, bro. Absolutely, man. Anytime. We're about to kill it soon. So just get ready. Uh, tell you, you're welcome, Nikki. Morning. Guys, get ready. We're gonna have a roller coaster. All right. And again, I think we're gonna fall, but that depends on how good or bad the news is. But I know that everything is still expensive. Okay. So inflation hasn't gone down, where at least I can recognize it. I don't know how it is for where you guys are in the part of the world, but if you guys are only getting 4 groceries and it's costing $1 million, then we still have a problem. So that's it. All right, Ghost. So, all right, guys, so no questions or concerns. Let's wrap it up, and I will see all my members pretty soon. Everyone else, again, try to get in the mix from my website, forexwithbain.com, and then I will see you guys pretty soon as well. All right? But thank you, guys. Have a great morning. It's your boy. Peace.